I'm Courtney. Welcome to our podcast, On and Off the Table.
We're two massage therapists talking real life and no topic is off the table. Join us every Wednesday for a new episode.
All right. Hello.
Hi.
We have Elsie Hargis. Is that how I say your last name?
Yeah, that is my last name indeed.
We are going to be talking about massage with disabilities today. We also, I feel like, need to dive in on our history together a little bit.
We have a little bit of history in a short time of knowing each other.
Yes.
That's going to be exciting to be talking about.
Yes, definitely. I wanted to tell people a little bit about you first. So first of all, you had a birthday a couple days ago. Happy birthday.
Yeah, 29?
Yes.
29? Yeah, Saturday.
Nice. Also a Scorpio. Mm-hmm. Woo woo. And so pronouns she, they, and you are a massage therapist that is behind Body Resonance. We share space together. So
we do.
Everyone, this is Elsie. So you have been practicing various modalities in massage therapy since 2018. Mm-hmm. You graduated from Colorado Institute of Massage Therapy in 2017 and specialize in trauma-informed deep tissue, sports massage, lymphatic, and chronic pain management. And starting in 2022, you have been working with the disability community within Colorado Springs, ranging from autism and ADHD to cerebral palsy, and you have found a passion for working with those types of communities.
I sure have. There's something really special about working with this community in particular. I find, being part of this being part of their care and getting to know their families and being part of their support groups has been really powerful for me. And I've gotten to know these families and these individuals very well. And being part of their social group at this point has just, it has opened my eyes to a larger societal issue of not integrating people fully into our everyday lives. So being a part of that and being a bridge to that has been just so incredible.
Yeah. So a little bit about our history, and then we'll kind of circle back. When I moved here, the first job that I got for a company that will remain unnamed, we worked there together as employees, massage therapists. And I remember talking to you for the first time. I was like, oh, she's a real one. Definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
And so we had conversations, and then my time ended there, and we were chatting and stuff, and you were like, hey, there's another company that I've been working for where I give massage to disabled kiddos, and would you be interested? And I was like, absolutely. So I went on doing that, and it was also incredibly profound. And I remember during the interview process, the owner saying not everyone's cut out for this, because the level of disability can be pretty intense sometimes.
Oh yeah. I will never forget the first time I went to one of my first clients' house with this. He had cerebral palsy in particular. I knew that he had a seizure disorder and everything, but seeing it in person and being hands-on in moments where his nervous system was freaking out, just due to his conditions and his life circumstances, it was a lot. And really profound is a great word for it, a profound moment for me to grow as a therapist, and as a person, to be more empathetic and caring to these people who need a little extra support.
I'm sure it would be.
Yeah. I, prior to working with that, had also, what was it? I want to say, I can't remember what the condition was. I am blanking at the moment, but I had experience up to working with people that are in the what's it called, like special populations, I guess. And so I was like, no, like I had confidence in my ability to just be able to like really be able to provide caring touch, and I feel like that's really what a lot of it is. And I remember her saying, you know, we're not going to create necessarily big change for these people because they're living with conditions that like are so vast that really all it is about touch and, you know, safe touch and providing just making them feel cared for. And I was like, I can do that, you know? But yeah, so I was really grateful that you got me into that, because I felt like I learned so much from it.
Yeah, I am, and this may not necessarily be a hot take, but it is like a tepid take, where I think if we're working with people as like massage therapists, we should have some experience working with a special population, and whether it be folks with autism, ADHD, or like on the crazier end of like cerebral palsy and various seizure disorders, it makes a difference in how you approach anything. It's pretty incredible. And I don't know, it's hard to really put that experience into words for me. But it's so important for us to like have that hands-on experience with folks who really just need, again, that extra support.
A safe space.
Safe space, yeah. Safe touch. It's great. I love it. It's been a joy, and getting to know the families and being part of like their social group has changed their lives, which is really rewarding to know that like I can have that effect for a person and be a safe place for an individual just to talk about stuff with. And they're going through a lot of the time, and even if they're nonverbal and they don't have the ability to like actually speak, they need that safe place where they can like kind of just like
express
express themselves. It's very subtle in a lot of ways, but it's so powerful at the same time.
My first house call, because we go to their homes, was a 3-year-old that was born without a brain and had a brain stem, and that's how she was able to be alive, but she wasn't expected to live like long at all. And I think she was like a few years old at that point. And yeah, that was pretty intense.
How does that work?
What like specifically?
How does someone live without a brain? I know you said brain stem, but like, what does that look like? Like, how does that person behave? Like,
yeah, she pretty much just laid there, and it was really interesting because they're obviously nonverbal, but she had little cues to communicate, and I would go, I think, twice a week. So you're seeing them pretty regularly. It's a lot different than once a month for somebody. And so you would get like just like a little lift if like you could tell something felt good and she liked it, or like you know, or sometimes she would grimace. And I mean, there's a lot that goes into it that we have to be mindful of someone coming into a home. Like there were times where like a diaper had to be changed or, you know, you just have to be or like the one time sometimes I would get there and she would be having certain treatments. So do you know what it's called, where they hook them up to the vest and they do the
CBT, I want to say. I might get that acronym may be incorrect though, but I know what you're talking about. It's basically a vest that shakes pretty aggressively to like break up mucus. Essentially.
Oh, cool.
Because they're not able to expel like a normal or like an able-bodied person, I should say, not normal, because all our experiences are normal in a way. Going back to what you were saying about physical cues and being good at reading physical cues, this really trains you to like pay attention to what a person is experiencing, because they don't have any other way to communicate with you. And that's something that I know is going to go far for like anyone who is in this type of space of massage therapy or any type of therapy really. But yeah, I got really good at like clocking things for folks.
Yeah.
And everyone's a little bit different, but whenever a person is feeling good, or if like a sensation that normally is like okay for them and they're just experiencing a higher pain day and they're like, actually no, this isn't right now. So
yeah,
it's good.
Her mom, I remember, was like, she really likes Disney princess music, like if you play it during your massage. And I remember there being a moment like really wondering, I'm like, is she able to hear it? And so I would play it sometimes, but then I would play some of my music, which just like penetrates my heart, you know? And I could tell she was like feeling it too. And I was like, yes, girl, like we're having this like whole thing right now. It was amazing.
I love that.
But
I had a kiddo who was like obsessed with Cocomelon music. Drove me insane. It was literally the only thing that he could listen to. So it was just like our entire session, 50 minutes of Cocomelon 3 times a week. That was a lot. That was a lot of Cocomelon.
I'm like, can we plug the theme song here?
He was great though.
Yeah.
He's gotten so much bigger since like whenever I started working with him. So it's just so incredible, like seeing their growth and stuff. I want to tell a story about and this is my favorite story about one of my clients that I've had. First client that I got to work with the person that we have the connection with.
We'll get into that.
Oh my God. So I started working with her when she was very young, not able to walk, vision impaired. And so she was a scooter. She would like scoot so fast across the room. But whenever she heard my voice and she knew it was time for massage, she was like scooting real fast to come get to me. And like, she started trying to like climb up onto the table, because for this family, I set up my table. And she has recently, within this year, has gotten to the point where her legs are strong enough, and I've worked with them for about maybe 3.5 years, where her legs are now finally strong enough to like support her body weight with support, external support just in case, and she can now like push herself like up onto the table, and it's the cutest thing because she's scooting real fast, and then she's like gets to the table and she's like, okay, time to go. And she'll like scream in excitement and kick her legs, flail around, but then once like your hands touch, it's immediately like whoosh. Super chill. It's so great. It was seeing that for the first time was like, I was a part of this experience for her, and I was part of that support and making sure she has a safe place. And obviously she loved it, unlike some of her other therapies where she would like heave so much that she would like induce vomiting for herself because she just did not enjoy that type of therapy. Never had that for me.
Yeah,
which I'm really proud of that for myself.
Yes.
But it was so incredible having that type of experience and creating that environment for her. Love that.
I feel like it was some of the most fulfilling massage work I've ever done. Like
Yeah.
there was something about it that was so fulfilling.
I mean, how could it not be?
Yeah. I was going to ask you, which that may have been your answer, but like what has been the most profound experience you've had with a client?
That definitely would be one of them. But I would say another really important one is I started working with this individual because my sister was a nurse, a home care nurse, wound care specifically. And so she referred this person to me. And in this case, paraplegic from basically the neck down, had limited mobility in the arms. And whenever I first started working with them, I knew he was like pretty depressed, significantly depressed, obviously, like with that type of like, what's the word?
Condition.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. With that type of condition, like you have limited autonomy, unfortunately. But seeing from whenever I started working with them to now, the confidence in like, and the willingness to try other therapies to hopefully gain more of that autonomy back. And again, socially being able to like have conversations with them and really, I don't know, get to know a person when, again, they're not able to get out much. That has been really rewarding. And I don't know, I would say just socially being able to like be a part of a person's life and, I don't know, make a person feel confident in their body again, in an extreme way. That has been quite special to me and something that I think I will remember at least for the rest of my life, or for sure. Yeah, that definitely would be another one.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. What made you like, I guess what draws you to this, or what made you take an interest in it?
So there was another massage therapist at the place where we were working at, and she was like, oh, here's a job. There were like 3 people who worked from place A who also worked for place B. There was a lot of crossover, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
But she was like,
Is it weird though?
Is it weird though? Is it weird? Maybe not. They all did not last. Anyways, so she was like, hey, would you have any interest? And if you know anything about me, I'm a huge like political advocate for the disability community and for generally folks who are oppressed. And we know that the disability community is oppressed, especially with everything going on right now with like, for example, SNAP, like being taken away. So I'm a huge advocate for those folks. So I was like, this seems like a thing that I absolutely
Super
could
aligned.
like segue into. And I was right. So continue working with place B for a long time, just because I can handle the bullshit for sure. And I really truly only care about like providing the care that these people deserve. Like I will put aside so much before like I'll like even stand up for myself. Like it's one of those situations. So that's kind of, I don't know, that's kind of where I was coming from during that time, where I was like, I just want to be able to work with folks who really genuinely need this type of care. And I think I have the right personality for it. I think I have the right mind for it. And so I just was like, okay, we'll give it a try for a little bit.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, should we get into what happened at Place B?
Oh yeah, let's get into it, because I'm still heated, and my clients who followed me are still heated about it.
Really?
They're mad because they were getting 90-minute sessions 5 days a week regularly for the entire year pretty much, and they just like, this person cut off services basically to them. It was awful.
Wasn't even gonna find someone to replace you,
I mean,
even had anyone.
she was trying to. At the time, she was absolutely trying to replace, or not replace, but like put more people onto the team. Okay, where do we want to start?
I mean,
this?
I can.
It's a lot.
I was just gonna, in a nutshell, say what happened to my case, and then you reached out to me and you were like, "Hey,
Guess what happened?
I don't even know how long I worked there. 6 months."
Yeah, not super long.
So one of my clients that I had that I was going to also, I think 2 days a week, was in a room alone, like a bedroom alone upstairs by himself, caged with 2 birds, who the mother was regularly getting bitten by the birds. And I would come in and he would be closed, like the door would be closed with him in there with those 2 biting birds.
Oh.
He, I don't remember what his disability was, but nonverbal, non-communicative, hardly ever even consciously awake, just basically laying there. So unable to defend himself from the birds, and there was bird poop everywhere. So he had a feeding tube, and he had different bags and stuff hanging for the feeding tube type stuff, and there was like bird poop all over it, over all of the shelves that carried like all of his medications, all of his food. So it felt incredibly toxic, like a harmful environment, and he had gotten sick and had like a huge respiratory upset issue where he was having a really hard time breathing. And I'm like, could it be these birds and like all the bird poop and bird droppings that he's breathing in constantly? He never leaves the room. And so I reported this to Place B owner and was like, I'm concerned. And so not too long after that, she was just basically like, the concern was that I think she was also going there a couple times a week too. And I'm like, so it was more so like, hey, are you seeing an issue with this? So anyway, I'm going to give Dane a picture to post, because like these birds would be like on my shoulder and on my head, like as I'm working on him.
It's like
crazy.
Yes,
like
dude.
like that is comical. Like that part of it.
I have pictures.
Like what?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would take pictures too.
Yeah.
But as massage therapists who are working within the space, we are mandatory reporters,
Yes.
right? We're working with children. So if we see if we suspect any, mistreatment, abuse, neglect, or exploitation, we have to report it right away. Within like 24 hours, technically, is the law. So I think it was super fair for you to be like, hey, I have concerns that this person is in a neglectful situation with all the bird droppings and the birds just like hanging around and stuff. I think that was super fair to bring up. And the fact that person B was like, no, because there was like a conflict of interest there. That's really, really concerning to me.
Yes.
yeah, so that's kind of crazy. I didn't know
Yeah.
it was like that.
Yes. I wore a mask. Well, I wore a mask anyway, just because he was just so unwell. But yeah, I remember feeling like I just like, ugh, like, where do I put my stuff? Like, it was quite, and my other concern was that he was getting bit and not able to like,
Open wounds.
or he couldn't move to like help himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if he was dealing with like respiratory issues, birds are notoriously dusty creatures.
Yes, exactly.
So, and like the bird poop doesn't like smell good either.
Yeah.
So that is obviously gonna cause like issues, especially with an individual who does have a weakened immune system. So I think it's a little crazy that person B didn't want to say anything about that.
Yeah. And then I ended up getting let go for reasons that didn't add up and were really confusing. And I was like, what? But it was like directly following me bringing that to their attention. So
Crazy.
I think that she just was like, oh shit, I haven't reported it myself, so I'm gonna look bad by not doing it. I don't know, it was really weird.
Just take the opportunity to be like, well, I fucked up and I'm gonna report it. Instead
Yeah.
of being an even shittier human being.
It almost seemed like, fly under the radar, don't cause a ruckus, I can keep this client for income.
And that's something I hate the most, because this community is so easily taken advantage
Exactly.
of, and this type of thing happens so often that like there's a reason why we have Maine and we have to report. Yeah, that kind of just blows my mind. I didn't have that experience like with any of my clients, thankfully, but the fact that was actively happening while I was working with this person just is even more crazy to me, like with how my side of everything ended up going. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm sorry in a way to like bring you into that.
You couldn't have known.
I obviously didn't.
Yeah. I mean, it helped me transition. It was a transition. And I got a lot out of it.
For sure. In a way grateful. In a way like, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, it was eye-opening for sure.
Yeah. So for me, whenever I was working with this individual for like 3.5 years, and I probably would have kept working with them because it was I was working with consistent clientele and I loved them. I loved their families. They trusted me. But it was getting to the point, where do I even start with this? So it got to the point where she was needing a little extra help in the back end. So I was like, David, my partner, would be interested in helping out. And so I was like, there you go. There's contact if you want to work with one another. Cool. From my perspective, it got to the point where she was basically like having buyer's remorse over like hiring David because they weren't doing enough despite no training. It was really bad, pretty diabolical, really. So she lets David go after maybe like 2 months of like trying to like hire a bunch of people on, because this is the time where she's trying to hire and onboard a bunch of people. And I'm still working. I'm still like asking if she needs any assistance with anything, because I want to be helpful. Like, this is something I care about. She lets David go, like out of the blue, and like sends a nasty long email being like, this is all the things that you did wrong. These are the things that you never did, despite like her in the beginning being like, hey, let's like this, you don't have to do anything like perfectly like I do or anything like that. But then flipping it at the end, saying that, hey, no, actually you're doing everything wrong and not up to expectation. Where was the expectation? Don't know. And then literally 2 weeks after that, where I've like helped onboard a few people, like, because we had some crossover clientele. So I'm helping out with that. And I remember it was a Monday morning that I get this email. I am due to see people later that day. And I had just signed a new contract for her, saying that if I was to be terminated, I needed at least 2 weeks notice, which I think is normally pretty standard and fair. So I was like, okay, cool. But she terminates me day of. Doesn't really give me a good reason until like maybe 48 hours after she sends this email saying I've been terminated. And the reason she gave was I was bad at communication. I was late on giving all my paperwork. While she has also said in the past, like, it's okay if you're a little bit late. We'll just like pay you for the next pay period, because we got paid weekly through Venmo.
Okay.
It was a lot. Just deal with the bullshit, basically. So, but yeah, she lets me go. I have the responsibility now, because she basically tells me like I have to contact all my clients that I'm no longer able to work with them. And so I like text all my clients saying that, like, guys, I've been terminated. I'm so sorry I'm not able to continue with our services. Like, this was not like what I was expecting. So one of the families, the first family that I ended up working with, she calls me and is like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm not. I'm sobbing on the phone, because this is like maybe 20 minutes after I get this email, and I like send out all my messages to my folks because I can't call at this moment. And I'm just like, no, I just don't understand why this person would do this, because I have been extremely consistent, more consistent than she ever was. And I've gotten that type of comment from all the families that I worked with. So who's the problem? Not me.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to the parent of this family of like 5 kiddos that I work with, and they're like, well, I'd rather continue working with you. I'd rather like cease services with this individual, because we don't trust that she's going to be able to work with this family who really needs the services. So they'd rather pay out of pocket. So cool. That felt really good that they, after this moment, that they wanted to continue working with me and not this other person. And then I told another family, and they were like basically the same thing. They were never able to get like consistent services from this person. And so a bunch of people just ended up following me, which I'm so grateful for these families. But this is also why I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish the Medicare thing would just like not be so frustrating, because they really need these services. And with the way Medicare works, Medicare and Medicaid, you need to like be on top of the services and the paperwork and everything, or else you lose everything.
Wow.
And there is such a long wait list to get in with a person that is nearly impossible, or at the very least a 2-year long wait list. Wow. It's literally insane. So yeah, that's kind of where it ended up. But so yeah, she sends the initial email, I contact all my people, and then she sends another one, which was, as I'm scrolling on my phone, it's maybe like this long.
Why,
I was like,
why can't it ever be in person like that?
Crazy.
I would look at that and be like, no, I'm not even reading it.
Yeah, no, I honestly skimmed it and was like, I'm triggered right now. I cannot read this. I'll look for keywords, but this is a future problem for me to deal with. I can read this at a later date whenever I'm not so fuming, because I was so angry at this person for just like being so willing to cut ties like that after me being so incredibly consistent, and knowing that the families loved working with me and they trusted me, and like it was a heart-wrenching experience. And then just having this this knowledge of like this kind of getting the vibe at the very least of person B, just kind of being in it for the money.
Yeah,
That's the vibe that it ended up giving me. Even like a few years into it, I was starting to get this vibe that she was not necessarily completely in it for just caring for people, which is why I want to be working with these folks, is because I care so much that I'm willing to like slash prices probably too much, and not consider drive time to their house to their homes. That I'm just, but I care so deeply that they get this type of care, and I know that not everyone's able to provide it. So that's kind of where it ended up. It made me so mad.
I remember you texting me when David got let go, and you were like, what was your experience? And I was like, very similar. And I remember her communication being so all over the place, and she would contradict herself constantly with what the expectations were. And I remember her being like, if you have any questions, Elsie's amazing, just ask her. And I'm like, is she getting paid for this?
No, I was not. I just do it because I fucking care.
Yeah.
God forbid.
And so then I wanted to be like, so when she let me go, it was over similar things like, well, you didn't do this, and and I'm like, bitch.
But where was the conversation prior?
Yes.
And the contradicting, truly,
yes.
because it was always, I would be late on maybe sending like my invoice of hours by like, you were supposed to send it in by like what, 4? I would maybe send it in by 5 because I had a client at 4.
Right.
Oh my God. And I have to account for my Fridays or whatever. And she would be like, actually, no, you're now fired.
Yeah.
Terminated. Oh my God. It was so
Is this
crazy.
person still in business?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I found out recently that they're no longer in service. Yeah, she's, from what I know, who was it? Because I had an old client with her reach out to me recently to resume services with me because they were like, oh yeah, like she's no longer really like able to provide services. And she was already inconsistent, so they were like, well, I'd rather cut it off at this point. And we know this other therapist was great and had really great insight, so might as well contact them and see what's going on to see if we can get some services. So that
serves her right, honestly. I'm sorry. It felt very exploitative. Thank you. Did we
I don't fucking know. I tried to say that the word the other day too. I was like,
you got it right.
Yeah,
you were there.
Yes. Yeah, which I feel like people pick up on that. Like, you can't hide it for
especially whenever you're so sensitive to like being like exploited. People notice. People absolutely will take account, and seeing how often these things like happen. Like, she would have this excuse all the time of like, oh, my car isn't starting, and it's like, don't get me wrong, I'll use that excuse once in a while, but like she was using it all the time. And she was cutting service hours. So like for one of our clients, it was 75 minutes hands-on and then like 15 minutes talking and like accounting what the findings for the session with the parents or the nurse or whatever. And she would sometimes just be like, no, I actually can't finish my full 75-minute hands-on session. I have to go. And it's like, no, but you're supposed, and I'm pretty sure she was charging for all of that.
Sounds like you're
so confident she was
right on track.
Yeah.
And again, with these people getting so many services, that adds up. And it's not like they're getting massages just to like get massage.
For funsies.
No, they have like tone that causes them to be in this position all the time. And if we can get a win and get them to like here, that's huge. Yeah. That's huge for them and their quality of life that day. And so she makes me, I think about her and it's just like deep breath.
You get a little
get a
voodoo
sound
doll
bell or something. Yeah.
I went the complete opposite direction with that.
What'd you say?
I said get a little voodoo doll. Sorry, my voice. That's why I'm not talking so much.
Oh, is it hurting? Or
It
just
doesn't feel
gone?
great.
Oh, man.
I mean, I'm not sick. I was at a rage ritual yesterday, so
Screaming?
it's screaming.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it doesn't feel great.
That is
that
absolutely what I needed whenever I was let go, to scream into the void.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So, are you working with these kiddos now, like full time?
I would say part time. So right now I'm doing body res in studio,
Yeah.
and then house calls, like kind of half and half, and then I'm working reception at CAMT.
3
No words.
jobs.
No words right now for that.
My face says it all.
Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love working. I love driving to their houses sometimes and just like being with them in their space. I think it's kind of cute.
Yeah.
But
What's the most challenging part of that aspect of massage?
most challenging, I would say, just like knowing your shit, and making sure you're not gonna hurt a person, because let's say you're having a bad day and you're not completely like in your own body or your own mind, you cannot project that onto that individual, because it can actually be detrimental, like especially with how easy they are to bruise, or like you could just move them the wrong way and like they'll have like a pretty gnarly click, and it's like, whoa, careful there. So just like you have to be so incredibly mindful whenever you're working with them, that it can be draining at times. But for me, that like reward, it totally outweighs it, because like I can go beside myself at this point, again, handle my own stuff, and I'll be able to be fine. But I'd rather pour into their cup versus into mine in those moments, because I know they're going through a lot more than I could ever dream of. So again, it does make me a more empathetic person, and that's really what matters to me. It's challenging. It's hard to do that though.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful that I have the capability to do that.
For sure.
But
Awesome.
yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I wondered about how I feel like for these families, they kind of have, it's a community and they have like resources, but how do you think that these families find this type of care? Like, is there an organization, websites, like,
yeah. I mean, if you're going through insurance, it's obviously going to be a little bit different. Most, from my experience at least, it has been mostly through TRE, which I can't remember what the acronym stands for, but basically it's a case management companies that are basically fed what services there are. And so once you're in that database, it kind of gets fed out into like the families who need it. For just like you're a person who's not able to get onto insurance for whatever reason, because like the wait list being so long, or they haven't done the paperwork, or things have changed in their lives, it's mostly word of mouth. Like there's so little resources for them to like tap into at times, that you kind of have to know a person that knows a person, which really sucks. I would love to be able to change that culture, but with the way things are right now, it's definitely like that. It's pretty gate kept in a lot of ways, which I understand to a degree, because you can't just have like a normal person who doesn't know things, or is in for it just for solely the money, and they're willing to like compromise their services for the sake of that. But yeah.
Okay. So do you have room for more clients?
I always have room for more clients.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if people come across this and are intrigued, they can reach out to you.
Oh yes, please reach out. I would love to work with, I love working with anybody, don't get me wrong. like any type of chronic pain. Like, I love working with them. I love being part of their journey into managing that type of stuff. So it doesn't, you don't have to be like autistic or with cerebral palsy. Like, you can, I would love to be able to work with you one way or another.
Yeah. Whether it be through body resonance or through I have a super sweet spot too for the caretakers of these kiddos. Like, have you ever had a caretaker see the benefits that their kiddo's getting and then ask you for
all the time? All the time, which is great. We love that. But yeah, I've given massages to the parents of some of these folks. And then they'll in turn be like, oh yeah, I have a great massage therapist for you. Yeah. Which is great. And word of mouth is always so important for like our industry. So
for sure. What's your driving radius? So like, how far will you go for a house call?
Well, at this point, I'll go up to Monument for 2 of my families. Okay. I don't want to go up to Monument all the time, y'all.
Okay, everyone in Monument? No.
I have 2 families and I'm good. No, but like I'll come all the way down here, like to this area.
I know. I'm like, wait, what? Where is this?
Oh yeah, you live super north.
I live closer to Monument technically, but fair. I like being down here more. It's
blue moon that I go up there. I'm like, oh yeah, Elsie's over here somewhere.
Like we said, you need a passport for anywhere else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't go anywhere though, like within the Colorado Springs radius, and ideally I consolidate people. So at the very least, it's not like this
zigzagging
where
around.
It's like this or like this.
Everyone meet at this park and you get these time slots.
Yeah. No, I was thinking about doing like Thai yoga massage at some point outside in the daylight.
That's awesome.
Which sounds like just like a delight, but I'm not certified for that. I only watched YouTube videos.
I mean, I did not get any type of certification in Thailand from that woman, so.
Yeah.
How was that experience in Thailand?
The massage portion of it, it was really cool. It was definitely like a intro level, but because we are already previous massage therapists, she showed us some more advanced moves.
That's nice.
She was a little sweetheart. It was a good time.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, you also specialize in lymphatic.
I've been getting a lot of lymph people lately.
I've been referring a lot. I don't know.
I appreciate you so much, Courtney.
Yeah, I always tell people you're like my go-to referrals. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I've had a few people reach out who haven't been around for a little bit. I have to message back actually, but so it's just I just love building community, and just like being that like caretaker part of the community building, if that makes sense.
I did feel that from you. I was like, I'm new here. What's up? And you were like, this is what's up. And you just felt like such a good resource. Yeah.
I try to be honest and like very, I don't know, just authentic about it all. So.
Yeah. When I shared with you my son's type 1 diagnosis, you were like the first person that really like validated me, and I was like, holy shit.
I don't even
you don't remember
I
that?
don't really remember that, and I feel kind of bad for not remembering.
It was probably like us rushing around in between clients.
Yeah, probably.
But and I mean, the fact that I remember it, I feel like is what matters.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, Courtney. That's really sweet. Yeah. No, I mean, these things affect our lives in ways that like you're never going to know until like you kind of start integrating yourself into it, like any type of diagnosis, whether like you all of a sudden get diagnosed with autism, or you had suspicions of that, or your kid gets diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, like that changes your life in so many ways that like it's just important for us all to be mindful and just take a little bit of time to I guess notice. We're in such a society that like we're so good at just like moving on and trying to get like the new type of stimulus that we don't sit with things quite as long as we really should to understand, or I don't know. So it's just, I'm glad that I was able to provide that, even if I don't remember. I feel kind of bad.
What are your hobbies outside of massage therapy?
Oh gosh. You know, I'm a big napper. Oh. You know what I did before coming here?
What?
I took a fat nap. It was great.
Love that.
I really needed an hour-long nap today.
Nice.
No, but I do Olympic weightlifting. That's like kind of my main. I've been doing that.
Did you give
Close
up a
to 10
workout
years. Today? I did give up a workout.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. No, I train probably too much right now. But
Okay.
I need rest every once in a while. So yeah, I do Olympic weightlifting. I hit a 200-pound clean and jerk the other day. Very satisfying. No,
Nice.
literally, I was really proud of myself. And that was a day where it was like so hard and I just needed a win. And so whenever I got the win,
That's a big win.
the big ass clean and jerk, I just like laid down on the gym floor and cried a little bit.
Yeah.
I needed that so bad. But I crochet too. Peep the crochet fit.
Cute.
I asked you to bring some stuff to show off.
Yeah.
And she
did.
delivered.
I did.
Yes.
And wow. I've crocheted a few pieces for like my clients. I did it again. Oh shit. Oh my god. I crocheted a few pieces for my clients who they get colds. They don't have good circulation. They need the warmth. But I made this cool spiral red and black hoodie. Ooh. Just like a hood scarf moment.
Cool.
It was really cool. And I went to their house the other day and they were wearing it and it just made me so happy that they actually like were practically using it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, I love that. It just makes me so joyful. And I want to do more of that stuff, but it's really hard and it takes a lot of time. And
Yeah.
I've been maybe a little burnt out from crochet lately.
And you already work with your hands, and then that's another thing with your hands.
Yeah, and the weightlifting, my
Yeah.
hands. So it's just one way or another, I'm using these bad boys all the time.
Get those insured.
I really should. Is there an insurance company that would provide that? Thank you.
Did the hood scarf thing have sleeves on it too? No.
Just for their case in particular, they cannot use their arms effectively. So it's just a hood. The scarf wraps around their face and it keeps them nice and cozy while they can still utilize their arms in the capacity that they are able to. So
Doesn't bind them up.
I loved that piece for them.
It's like custom
Kinda,
crochet.
Yeah. I made another piece for one of my clients. He passed recently, unfortunately, but I had made a piece where it was he had a port, a trach port. What is it called? Oh gosh.
I mean, I think that's
what
just
it
what it's
is.
called,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, a trach. I'll call it a trach because that feels right. But I made it so he had access.
Oh, cool.
So they could like move him around and to make sure that he was taken care of, but he was still able to stay warm. So like that was a really cool piece that I made for him. And whenever he was able to use it, like during the cold months, it was pretty cool. And they would always send me pictures and stuff. It was very sweet of them.
That is really sweet.
How do you deal with that aspect of the job? Like knowing that
Death happening, it happens.
I mean, I guess how do you personally like regulate that into your...
I think whenever I'm a very like death positive person, right? So for me, it's an experience of like, I I can prepare for that mentally as much as I can. And whenever I hear it happens, because inevitably it's going to happen whenever you're in these situations, I kind of just like sit with it quietly. And like I reach out to the families, of course, and make sure that they're supported and they're fed. My love language is food. So like I'm a cook for you. But I don't know. I just kind of sit with it, and I remember the moments that we had and like the moments of peace that he was able to take, and that's what that's what I choose to remember.
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways it is like a relief for their families.
Yeah.
Like even if that is like a really hard pill to swallow, and there's a lot of nuance, so I want to make room for that nuance.
Totally.
And I can't speak on it completely because I'm not one of these family members. I was just somebody that like came into their lives at some point to like help support their kiddo. But it really is just like, it's not necessarily my place to be the one to be the main focus of the grieving.
Totally.
And I don't want to impose myself, but I can be there to support them in the ways that I can. So that's really kind of how I try to channel
That's beautiful.
that grief. Because yes, it is extremely sad, and I will remember the clients that have passed for, again, the rest of my life. But as long as I'm able to like still know that the family is there and I can support them, that's really all that I care about. And it kind of goes back to like me viewing myself as a person who is a support role in life and in community. So
Yeah, just comes with the territory.
yeah, I think so.
I think it's nice that you reach out and acknowledge it too, and don't just, because I think some people get afraid sometimes that they don't want to like intrude on the family's grieving process, or but I think acknowledging it is so important.
Yeah, and for what I was doing, at least seeing these families multiple times a week for a few years, that's a lot of time that I get to know the individual. I get to know their families, their other kids. So it's not like I was a stranger.
Right.
I was a trusted person. So I do appreciate the time that I was able to spend with them. And luckily with this family, I can go up to them and chat with them. I saw them at a concert. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It was like their first concert out. They would always take their kiddos out for concerts. So many concerts.
That's
and
awesome.
like some hardcore concerts too.
Heck
Like
yeah.
they love taking him out. So seeing them out and being like, oh, this person would have been there if like they were still around. It was their first concert without him, so it was kind of like a bittersweet moment, but I was really happy to see them still.
Yeah.
And I think they were just surprised to see me. They were like, oh my god, what? And like it was funny because one of their younger kiddos, she was like, oh my gosh, it's Elsie, and she like comes up and she gives me like the biggest hug, which means like she like obviously still sees me as a trusted person, even if I wasn't working with them for a few months at this point. So that was really cool and so sweet. Oh my gosh.
What concert was it?
Glass Animals.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the one at the
Ford.
Amphitheater. Yeah. Parking is awful.
Yep,
but
sure
this
is.
venue is pretty
Yep,
sick.
yep.
It's pretty nice. So yeah, that was the last concert I went to.
Nice.
And it was so sweet seeing them there. Loved that.
Wholesome.
Yeah, so incredibly wholesome.
Is that the only death or passing client that you've had?
Fortunately, at
Yeah.
this point, that it has been the case. But I don't know. I'm always mentally prepared for it because, I mean, whenever you're dealing with like seizures or seizures is the one that I deal with the most, honestly. Anything can happen. I mean, they could get sick and it can put them out for weeks, like absolutely weeks, and that sets their body back so much, and who knows what can happen and the cascading effects of that. So it's always something that's on my mind, and that's why I really prioritize showing up for them, even if I'm having like some sort of day, because it's bound to happen. And honestly, I tell them, like, I'll tell the client whenever we're one-on-one, because they like hearing,
Right.
they like knowing people are experiencing their own lives and they want to just be a part of that. At least in my experience, from the clients that I've worked with. I don't want to blanket statement, folks, but yeah, I'm honest with them, and they're so sweet about it. They're so goofy about it sometimes, and that makes my experience with whatever bullshit I'm dealing with that day a little bit better. And then one of my clients who followed me from person B, I told them obviously what happened, and they followed me, and the way she wants to like shit talk so bad, like she's over here and I'm talking with her nurse, and she's over here on the bed just trying to like look over and like really and I'm like, girl, your scoliosis, stop. And then she like kind of wails at me a little bit and like interacting in that way. It's just so cute. And she just wants to be involved in that. And really cute. It's so sweet. Like it's so hard to put in words because it's such a relationship that you end up having with these people that, yeah, they just want to be involved. And
a really deep human experience.
Yeah, truly. It's great.
I remember the little girl that I was working on, her family, I came in one day and they were like really upset because she had been seizure free for like several months and her seizures had started back again, and they were like, we have no idea why. And they told me basically what to look out for, and I had to let them know if and sure enough, it was like several per session.
Oh,
yeah.
that's tough.
But she hadn't been expected to live to the age that she had to. So I remember mentally and emotionally preparing myself too for like, you know, there could just be one day where they're like, hey, we don't need you today. But I don't know if you ever do this, but get in your feels when you're working on them and just like shed a tear or two.
The deep breath that you have to take sometimes to regulate.
Yeah, because they're so precious. Like, I don't know what it is.
Just love them so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously, they're just like the sweetest. Like, and it's so hard to like really put in words. There were a few hospitalizations like during my time working with them, and that was always like a pretty scary experience, because again, you don't know what's going to come out of it. So you kind of just roll with it and hope for the best. And
I was going to say that I feel like, because we talk a lot on the podcast about like boundaries and policies, and I feel like you have to be so much more flexible in this working with special populations, because there's so much unpredictability and you have to be understanding, and there's so much more going on that
A lot of variables.
you can't, like, you know, 5 days a week at this time just doesn't work all the time.
Yeah, it's interesting. Some people are like super consistent and they need that structure, but there were other families that were like, no, can we actually like switch it like by like 30 minutes or like, can you come a little bit early? And obviously if you can't make it, you can't make it, and you try to do what you can. But yeah, boundaries is like really difficult to upkeep, even like interpersonally, because they want to know everything. Like so the parents and the caretakers, they just want to be there for you, which is, it feels great. And because it is like their social group in a lot of ways. But being able to like, oh, well, no, this is maybe a little too far.
Yeah.
I've had maybe too many conversations about like, there was one client, their family, their mother, came up to me and was like telling me her new experiences with like BDSM with her husband. I'm like, girl, I'm leaving. Why are you telling me this at the door?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That was a crazy, like, I was like, she never talked to me about it again after that. I think she caught the vibe, was like,
She was just so excited.
she was just so excited. But it was also just like, yeah, no, the boundaries they have to exist for a reason, because they can go a little too far. With just like the comfortability that they have with you, because like you're working with their kids and
Most
they
intimate
know,
setting.
yeah, and they know that they're safe.
Yeah.
So they then in a way feel safe as well.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, girl,
love that for you. But
My moms, one was a mom and one was a mother grandmother duo who were both RNs, but every time I got there they just like went and cleaned and did chores, and they just kind of let me do,
caught up on stuff. Yeah.
And one mom, it was the bird mom. She was like, all right, like I'm gonna go take a shower, and I was like, I needed her for something.
What do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's happened to me a few times as well.
She had a baby monitor. She was like just talking to the monitor and like, I'll hear you.
Okay.
And I was like calling for her, and she wasn't coming. And I was like, ma'am,
I'm freaking out right now.
I'm not the nurse. I'm not the, that was another thing, you know, that caregiver burnout, man. It's so real. And do you know much about like respite type services?
Yes, but remind me again what like respite, like the actual definition is. Real fast.
They just come in to give the family a break, basically.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, like cleaning services, I guess massage therapists, because this would happen all the time with me. They would just like literally go out and like take care of the things that they needed to.
Yeah.
Like the cleaning, like the cooking, for the nurses, the charting.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
if anyone wanted to get into like this avenue of massage, what would you, like, a piece of advice?
Be firm on your boundaries with the people that you work with, like who's employing you. Like we were just talking about boundaries, obviously, and being flexible with the boundaries that you uphold with your clients is all well and good. But with the people that who are employing you, definitely like hold firm on your stuff, because you can be so easily taken advantage of, from my experience. So definitely be mindful of that. But also like come into it with like a warm and open heart, because you can grow so deeply from doing this type of work. And like it can take you in so many different directions, whether you want to like work more with the geriatric population or work more with the kiddos, or working with like burn victims, for example, which is something that I've been seeing more often. It can take you in so many different directions. So that's kind of what I would say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And like have your own support system too, and make sure that you're taking care of yourself, because it is a lot. As rewarding as it is, it's like, yeah, have somebody to like talk to about how difficult it is. Yeah,
For sure.
Really pour into your own cup.
Yeah.
That's probably something I never did too much. I kind of just like took things and never talked to people unless it was like my partner, or if something really, really bad happened. Don't do that. Just talk about it, but like talk about the other things too, the things that lead up to that.
Yeah. I was just thinking, and follow your advice with like clumping people together if you're gonna do house calls.
Oh gosh,
so you're not driving.
you gotta
Spending half your time driving.
have good protocols on how you're gonna actually chart that shit.
True.
Because that's something that she never told us to do, or best practices or whatever, which is unfortunate.
So
Yeah.
weird. And report stuff if you come across fishy
Always report.
things.
Always report. Mandatory reporters, please report. It's important.
For sure.
Cool. I feel like that sums
Yeah.
it up.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you for being
thank you.
I
here.
appreciate you guys for having me.
Yeah.
I hope this was a good enough podcast.
It was
episode.
It was super
amazing.
informative.
Yeah.
I was really scared.
You did great.
I was like hyperventilating on the way here. It was,
I
like,
get it. Sometimes I feel the
squeezing
same
my
way.
bear like the entire drive here.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's a whole day of prep for me, like leading up to it.
Oh my God,
I feel like,
I feel like it's like smoothing out though. I will say that.
yeah,
From
you
what
like feel better, or what? Or
Well,
like,
no, you guys.
oh, nice,
It's gotten cozier.
good
Today?
No,
Just
from
like
what
as
I've seen
the
from
progression.
podcast
Oh.
as it's grown.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Sweet.
That's really cool.
Well, we will table this until next time.
Right.